next post in How to Raise Chickens is how to feed chickens. So I'm out here this morning getting my stuff set up, and also show you real quick how I store my feed. The bucket, I buy 50-pound bags of feed. I put them in here, keep the critters out once I'm the ones that I'm using, and I store them in this Rubbermaid tub. But this isn't even good. You even notice here, like, the critters still chew their way through this plastic. It's amazing. They haven't chewed through the metal yet, so I'm working on finding more different ways to store the feed that I'm holding on to. Okay, so I got 1 scoop of feed. I got 1 little scoop of scratch. I have my compost bucket from the kitchen. Not much in here now, but just to get the point across, like all the stuff from the kitchen comes out to the chickens in a compost bucket. Let's go to the coop. I let them out first, just kind of calm the mayhem out here. That's it for that. Now out to the run. I'll just spread the compost right on the ground there. They usually go bananas when they see me bringing this thing out. A lot of goodies in there. And for this morning, now we'll go spread some scratch. This is a spot where I got the chickens working for me. They're gonna bring this into an annual garden from a field. Check out the difference. Right, like if they were not out here, this would look like that. So they're definitely doing a lot of good work keeping the grasses down. It's gonna take, I don't know, I'll plant here this year, but it might not be real good for another year or two. But they're doing good work. Any other, the other notes on the feed, like go to the article at New Hampshire Man to check it out, but there's some ideas on like, first off, like whether to feed conventional, improved, organic, non-GMO, totally up to you. I feed Purina, Leina pellets. I think that's a nice balance. My chickens have a lot of space outside, so I kind of use that to justify not spending twice as much for feed on an organic feed. I also have a bunch of ideas on how to cut feed costs. Compost is one of them, like the compost bucket. Free ranging is another one, like they're pulling all sorts of worms and stuff out of here. They also do a lot of compost work for me. So while they're turning that compost and eating all that, they're doing a lot of good work there. It's both turning the compost, pooping on it, making even better compost, and eating out of all the bugs and stuff and worms in there. So that's a sweet deal. Some other stuff too. Sometimes there's concerns about like onions and garlic and avocados. I don't worry about any of that. I bring it all out here. It's never been an issue. I think the big takeaway there is the chickens are not going to eat what isn't good for them. So they're not going to eat an avocado pit or an avocado shell. They'll take all the meat out of there, just like we do, but they're not going to eat the shell. And if they did, like if you force-fed an avocado shell to them, like maybe that would make them sick. So whatever. The other thing is like calcium with layers. So the layers, they need a lot of calcium to make those eggs every day. You can supplement with oyster shells. That's any feed store will have that. You can also just bring the egg shells back, and there's some concern about them becoming like they'll eat their own eggs when they hatch if you do that. I haven't had that problem. It might just be that because they have so much space that's not an issue. Like if you kept them confined in a coop, um, maybe that would be more of an issue. It'd be neat if there's ever a study done on that. I don't know if there is. Bottom line is it's not a problem for me. As soon as I crack an egg, I throw it in the compost bucket and then I bring it back out here. And all that stuff disappears in almost no time at all. So they crush it up, they eat the eggshell, and that's a good way to supplement that calcium back into their diet. Okay, there's probably a little bit more over at newhampshireman.com. Go check that out, and let me know how you're feeding your chickens. If you're doing anything different here that you think I haven't thought of or I'm not doing, I would appreciate that feedback. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. There's always more good stuff coming out. And also subscribe to New Hampshire Man, where we're talking about personal freedom through lifestyle design. And designing chickens in your lifestyle, like just as a quick reminder, this is just a way to do a lot with one addition to your household. So you're getting eggs all the time, like that's sweet. They're very healthy eggs, so that's very sweet. It's also good for your land. You're improving your fertility. It's good for your soul. Like getting to watch the chickens do this is awesome. Getting their kids involved, like I've heard it called farm TV, like just going out and watching what's going on the farm. That could be a lot of fun. Sometimes my daughter and I will just hang out and watch the chickens, and that can be really good bonding actually. But she also gets to like hold the chickens and collect the eggs. Like I think she's still a little bit young for this now, but we can transition into like learning business techniques and the understanding of money and relationships and stuff like that. So I think there's opportunity to even use chickens for furthering her education coming up. So I'm excited to get into that. I think the thing is, like, I could just ramble on for a long time about how good chickens are. And how much they can add to your family, and I'm just using that as to try to draw a correlation that like everything that we do is connected, and getting chickens, like if people think about it just for the eggs, but like there's so much more, and most of the things that we do in life are like that. So I'm just trying to draw awareness to that, and I think that's largely what my website here, newhampshireman.com, is all about. So there will be more of that coming down the line, and I look forward to seeing you guys around. Make sure you comment below. Let me know what's going on. See ya.